everyone, and welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned in. Again, I have with us Detective Sergeant Jason Smith about Chavelle Dillon-Burgess's murder case. Now we're going to talk about strategy here. Can you tell me every single day that you go into work and all the other colleagues and people who are investigated in this case, what are their main jobs? What did they do?
So obviously the police service has lots of people that have different functions. For this case, there is a dedicated team of which I lead within my office, and our primary focus is to investigate the circumstances surrounding her disappearance and her murder. So we have daily briefings on the case. We also have a search team, a dedicated search team that has a search officer and a search coordinator whose daily task. I mean, we've talked about we pulled officers from other duties to specifically deal with this case in terms of searching. So those are part of the strategies, and of course, you look at the case, you look at what has been done, you look at statements that have been taken, and you go over those statements and you review them. A lot of times there's consultation with the prosecutors on where we are and which direction that we're heading. And as well as we have meetings with senior command of the police to keep them abreast as to the developments and where we are.
So when you get new updates then about Chavelle's case, like what would be the next steps? Like what, so I'm trying to find the question here is to like, what was the last update on Chavelle's case? Like who was the last person that came in and possibly gave you guys information that you may have been able to act on, and what happened? And where are we?
Yeah, so the last bit of information that required us to have a discussion was just this afternoon. Where a member of the public had called in with some information.
Okay. And the next steps for that would be to have a briefing tomorrow and then...
Right, so we'll discuss that with the search team, whose specific task is to go into search. And we'll have that discussion, and we'll look at how we will analyze, process the information that we've received, and then act upon it.
Is it still mandatory or still a working process for you guys to like search the entire island over and over continuously?
Right. So we were taking a systematic approach to it, and we're being guided by information that's coming in from members of the public, but also we are being guided by different bits and pieces of evidence that we have that is being analyzed. So when you approach an investigation, there's a lot of times you have certain resources that are available to you. And some of those resources are in the form of analysts whose function is to constantly to be looking at information that's coming in, and they analyze that. And so all of those factors play and helping us make our decisions on how we're going to go forward. So that's all part of this process.
Okay, so those analyzers would, I guess, like narrow down into where exactly you guys should be looking or researching or asking questions to whom?
Right. So the analyst will look at the information that is provided and be able to give a analytical view on what we should be looking at or where we should be going. And again, that's guided a lot of times by, it could be technical analysts that's been done. It could be done by reviewing of statements, as I said earlier, and just looking at the investigation holistically.
So how many persons would you say that we've actually had to recruit from away to help us with this investigation in Bermuda?
Well, we haven't recruited anybody from overseas to help us. What we've done is we've consulted with a police force in the UK that actually has a similar case that they investigated last year. Well, it went to trial last year, and actually the person was convicted.
Were they able to find, I'm guessing, find the body of their person?
No, the body was not found in that particular case.
So how have they been able to assist with this case?
Well, just sharing of information, just passing on some of their knowledge and experience, and different investigative lines of inquiry that they pursued. And in fact, just this weekend, I had some conversation with some of the police officers that were involved in that particular case.
So in terms of the strategy then, what would be, would you say, the next possible step in, let's say, a month? Things have not progressed? what's the next step?
In the investigation,
Yeah.
we will continue to investigate until such time that we reach a conclusion or we come to a decision about where we go. So I don't know if I can say it's going to be 6 weeks or 4 weeks from now. We will continue to pursue every line of inquiry until the appropriate time when we are told or certain decisions are made.
Now, before I ask you about how people can contact you and get their voices to you and help you with this investigation, is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you feel like should be known to the public right now?
Yeah, I think we want to just say to the public that, this is very much at the forefront of our investigations, and we are keeping it in focus. And so we just ask for your continued support. We have to bear in mind that Chavelle leaves behind a son, a mother, and a grandmother. And there are lots of people who are very close to her that are grieving. And so we want, and it is our responsibility as a community, not only as a police force, but as a community, to continue to investigate this case until we can reach a conclusion. And we absolutely are committed and determined to do that.
Thank you. So how can persons be able to contact you?
So if anybody has any information that can lead to the discovery, recovery of Chavelle, and to assist the investigation, they can contact myself on 717-0864.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to have this interview with me.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.